The Lab Manager software, once you're in a blank database, will pop up with a date. You can click OK. Then you're going to have a setup wizard. The setup wizard in Lab Manager Professional has 5 steps. You're going to define your company name and address. You're going to define your departments in the laboratory. You're going to define your doctors, your products, and materials. When you start off with step number 1, this is going to give you the ability to type in your company name and address. You can also put in a logo. When you put a logo in, you're going to want to make sure you have these items checked down here where it says print logo on invoice and print logo on statement. If you do not have a logo, you can just check the items for show address on invoice and then show address on statements. Since we're in a demo, it's not going to let us actually do the logo itself. From here, you can also change the paper styles. So you're going to see an invoice form type. This is a side-by-side style. You can choose something that has a full sheet or a sticky back label. Same with statement and work ticket. If they only have the billing module, the work ticket is not important. You can also change the work ticket style. So this is the date at the very top, plus also the work ticket colors. You also have the statement order, so you can either have it by invoice, date, or patient. And then this quick selector, the case quick selector, is for case entry at the very top. On the left, you can type in either a PAN number, case code, PO, or articulator. You can have invoice or statement messages also show up on those forms. The System tab is not something that you're going to have to use. You can reuse it to activate reactivate the setup wizard, but it's not something you're going to be using on in the actual setup wizard itself. Going back to the Company tab, additional items can be checked, but I would say let's wait until we actually are using the software to make any adjustments other than the company name and phone number. When this section is completed, it's going to ask if it was completed successfully. When you click yes, it's going to put a check mark box in that check mark over here. You can move on to your next one. So departments are going to be things like crown and bridge, denture, full service, wax up, model. It just depends on the actual lab itself. If they only have the billing module, the departments are mandatory at least for one, but sometimes I'll even go to the extent of just putting dental lab. This is where you're going to set up your quality controls for that department itself. So this is the quality control or the questions that would be asked on the invoice to the doctor. There's also a quality control for the work ticket itself. And so you can go through each one of your departments and you can put in different questions. When this is completed, you can say yes. So the third option is define your doctor's accounts. So there are doctors already in here, but if you had a brand new doctor, you would click new and title, first name, last name, and degree. If you just tab down, it's going to fill in the name for you automatically. So as we type in the address, we can also type in the city and state with the zip code. Phone number, if you do want it organized, you do need to put the dashes or slashes in with it, or parentheses. You can also assign the price list that they are to, and a tax rate can be assigned at this point. Service charges can also be set up, and they need to be started either at 30, 60, or 90 days. If they are a brand new account and they have a starting balance, you'll need to put this into last month and also last statement. This tells the system that they were billed out in a previous month, but the cases and invoices payments are not showing up in this system at this time. Page 2 are additional items. You can check clinic, COD, QC sheet, and on hold. Rest of this is optional. You can leave all this blank also. They're still going to use this for payments. Since they're just entering the information in, they won't be using it right away. And preferences can be added. So preferences can be use a special type of gold. And then you can assign it to a department. This is going to be applicable for the production and scheduling modules. This will show up on the work ticket. It also does show up in Case Entry. There's a preference button in Case Entry. Once the account is set up, or all of your accounts are set up, you can click Exit. Was it completed successfully? We're going to hit Yes. Now it's time to set up our products. So in this database, we do have some products. We're going to create a brand new one. So we're going to do our sample product, and we're going to assign that to the ceramics department. We're going to make it taxable and discountable, and we're going to set up our different prices. So prices for a product can range depending on what price list they're assigned to, or depending on what account they're assigned to for the price list. So say you have your accounts that do the most work, they send the most work to you, so they're going to get your best price. So you may make that $100. You might change the other ones to go in different orders. Say you've made a special deal with a doctor, and as you go through, you can add in different prices for that specific product. Just make sure that that account is assigned to the correct product. Page 2 is an optional item, and steps are used for the scheduling module. So at this point, you would set up your actual steps for this product. So say this sample product, maybe it took prep step. Maybe we need to do a build up, contour, wax up, and maybe a final finish. These are the actual steps that need to be done to complete this product, so that when you do the scheduling, you schedule out the case. It will schedule each one of these steps according to how long you said that it takes to do in the actual system itself. Table is just a different way to look at the actual products. You can scroll through here and see all the products with the price lists. The same is true for accounts, products, materials, departments, vendors, pretty much anything in Lab Manager. When this step is completed, you can hit Yes. Defining your materials. Materials are the additional items that you would charge on top of the products, things like gold or anything additional. So if we click Add New, we can type in gold. We're going to do this by pennyweight. DWT is the correct pennyweight. PW some of our customers will use, but it is the incorrect way to actually do pennyweight. So you can set up your cost of $50 per pennyweight, and we might want to define your selling price. So maybe we want to sell it for $75, and you'll see selling price up here, and it will put in the markup for you. You can do the in stock, so maybe I have 500, and I'm going to assign this to the ceramics department. You can also make this discountable or taxable. You can put anything additional in here. Once this is done, click Exit, and yes, it was completed. Once all the check marks are in here, next time they go into the setup wizard, it will disappear. It will actually no longer come up. To get rid of it at the moment, you can click Exit, and it will take you back to the main menu.